Hey, I want to talk a little bit about the tuning. I don't know, just trying to explain why I do it, why I like it. Because it reminded me, man, back of this guitar, my brother Pete, man, that guy was so good, and as a songwriter and singer and guitar player, and just my hero, man. Watching him play and listening to him sing. And if someone that good, can't make a living as an artist, playing, then, and I was like, man, I don't have a fucking chance in hell. And that was a tough reality, Now that was like, I better get a real job. So, I'm not a professional guitar player, but I've always liked to write my own tunes and play my own way. So when I started fucking around with this tuning, it was almost like a vehicle to just refine the direction that I kind of wanted to go. I didn't like get this tuning so I could like go jam with other people and shit like that. It's not that kind of instrument. It's almost like kind of a droning, modal instrument. I mean, you tune it to C sharp, and basically, your C sharp major, C sharp minor. Those are the modes that the guitar works best in. So it's not the kind of instrument where I'm planning on like, hey, I'm gonna learn this 5-string and then I'm gonna go like jam with these guys in Nashville or whatever. That wasn't it. It was more like, man, now that I got this, now these strings are like kind of directing me or taking me away from some of the fluff or some of the unnecessary kind of nonsense that you fall into in your normal guitar tunings, and your bad kind of just the stupid licks that you default to all the time. So this was like, it kind of eliminated that and forced me to just kind of refine like the sound that I was trying to get, which was really cool. I liked it. I kind of, took it really seriously for a while. And I found this book here that I made of like scales and shit. So like this is kind of a normal jazz scale chart. It tells you a harmonic minor, all these different things, and bebop major, whatever the fuck they are. It's just notes they decided to put down on there. But the main ones are like major, minor, harmonic minor, diminished, and things like that. So I mapped them out for the 5-string, just in case one day I forgot, which I do now. I need to get back and do it again. But I just wanted to point out, you can see how easy it is. Well, first of all, yeah, on the 6th string, I would tune the A and the D string to the same note, which was a super cool like trick. What it did, especially like in bar chords and metal chords, it doubled up the 5th. So your ear couldn't tell fifths and tonics are so kind of powerful anyway. So then when you're doubling the 5th and you're playing like, an E and you're doubling the 5th, you can't tell if it's a B chord. Is that like a B sus or is that an E? You couldn't tell. So this double 5th was really cool. But what it did is kind of broke the guitar into 2 sections where, your top 4 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, were kind of like your solo strings, and then the bottom 2 down here were like, your bar chord strings, which it works really well. You just got to jump this string. If you're trying to do a solo up the whole neck, you got to jump a string there, which was that's why I was always like, hey man, let me just try to make a 5-string and I won't have to do that. And interesting enough, I was looking online after I made these couple videos to see where I was, because of course, when you're in your own mind, you think you're the king of the universe, and then you look up videos and you realize, oh shit, 5-string's been around for a long time. Everybody does it. So people have been doing 5-strings forever. They're not super common, but obviously I ain't the first one to think about it. But one of the interesting 5 tunings that I saw that was the most similar to what I'm trying to do, it was called the DAD, dad, or something like that. You can look it up. And what they did is they doubled this middle string. So they'd go like 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, 1. And it would kind of split the neck into 2 parts doubling that middle string. I wouldn't, you still got that same problem of having to jump a string when you're going down scales. It rings out the tonic on chords. I don't know. I think 4 strings for kind of the higher end, the alto, and then 2 strings. I think splitting it on the 5th is cooler, but regardless, it doesn't matter. So anyway, here's some of the unique scales on this. This is like a regular major scale, but the thing to look at that makes it so cool is look at how the pattern is. To play a major scale, it just frets all open, all on the 2nd fret, all on the 4th fret, all on the 5th fret, all on the 5th fret. It doesn't break up till it gets here, and then it still is just back every one, and then it's back, boom, line, 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 line. I mean, that's the easiest scale to learn. I mean, you can do that in your sleep, and fly over that. And then a minor scale, it's obviously relative minor is the same thing, so you're transferring this down a 3rd or whatever. But here it is, and it's still, you can see how uniform it is. One, bum, bum, boom, boom, bar, 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 boom, boom, opposites, bar, bar, bar. That's minor. Here's harmonic minor. Even harmonic minor, even when you get into that, they're still mathematically they're still equal. See, bar, bar, bar. Then you go boom, boom. Then you go boom, 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 and back inside, inside, inside. They're still, the pattern wise are still exactly the same because you only got two chords. Here's, what is this? C sharp H W diminished. Half whole, maybe that's what I meant. God, I wrote this, I don't know what the hell it was. Who knows? Anyway, even on the diminished scale, you can still see the patterns. Look at that, it's fucking awesome. The patterns are exact. Man, look at that. Bar, and then boom, 2, and then 3, skip, and then bar, and then 2, and then 3, skip, and then bar, then 2, then 3, skip. And it's, no matter what you do, it just repeats itself over and over. I don't know what the heck else I got. I had some chord spacing. Oh, here's some chords. You can see how uniform they are. I got that there. Another kind of cool thing is Alan Holdsworth is like one of my favorites too, and I was like screwing around, so I think I made some Holdsworth chords. I was screwing around, I was like, wow, this sounds like Holdsworth. Oh yeah, here's like some Holdsworth chords. And because you only have like 3 chord spacing an octave, so a lot of times you miss certain parts of the chord. You're not playing, like if you're playing an E major 7, you're not playing all 4 notes, you're only playing 3. And when you bust an E major 7 down into 3 notes, it could be one of 4 different chords. So now it's relying on what the bass player is going to do to cause your tonic center, or it's just going to leave it and kind of ambiguous to the ear and only in the mind of the artist, which is super cool. And that's kind of, I was like, well, that's because I was playing these and they sound like Holdsworth. So I think he does that shit a lot. He doesn't use this tuning, but he does this kind of spacing, these wide spacings on his chords, because it really reminded me of him. Here's more shit too. I was like, man, all this shit sounds like Holdsworth. And I don't know, I think I just wrote some chords and basic stuff. Now, it's not really like a strumming guitar, like you're not going to play like strumming campfire tunes on it. I mean, I think you could, but at least that's not how I kind of evolved when I was playing it. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Later.